Ace Channel Liam here, and welcome back to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question, and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome battle between them, just for a little bit of fun. If you're a fan of Form Fight already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show you're enjoying this series, give us 1,000 likes on this video, and of course subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. And as always, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. This is the beauty that is Type O. It's one of the best flavors, and I definitely recommend you give it a go. Code ACE to do so. With all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight, we're going to be comparing the 4 fossil Pokemon of the Galar region, which are Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dracovish and Arctovish. Each of these fossils can be obtained by asking bumbling scientist Kara List to revive the following fossil combination. If you ask Kara to combine a fossilized bird and a fossilized drake, her machine will spit out Dracozolt. A fossilized bird and fossilized dino will produce Arctozolt. A fossilized fish and a fossilized drake will create Dracovish. And finally, a fossilized fish and fossilized dino will produce Arctovish. But what makes these 4 Pokemon so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, Dracozolt stands at 1.8 meters tall and weighs 190 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says in ancient times it was unbeatable thanks to its powerful lower body, but it went extinct anyway after it depleted all its plant-based food sources. The powerful muscles in its tail generate its electricity. Compared to its lower body, its upper half is entirely too small. Arctozolt stands at 2.3 meters tall and weighs 150 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says the shaking of its freezing upper half is what generates its electricity. It has a hard time walking around. This Pokemon lived on prehistoric seashores and was able to preserve food with the ice on its body. It went extinct because it moved so slowly. Dracovish stands at 2.3 meters tall and weighs 215 kilograms. Its Pokedex data says powerful legs and jaws made it the apex predator of its time. Its own overhunting of its prey was what drove it to extinction. Its mighty legs are capable of running at speeds exceeding 40 miles per hour, but this Pokemon can't breathe unless it's underwater. And finally, Arctovish is 2 meters long and weighs 175 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says though it's able to capture prey by freezing its surroundings, it has trouble eating the prey afterwards because its mouth is on top of its head. The skin on its face is impervious to attack, but breathing difficulties made this Pokemon go extinct anyway. Appearance-wise, look, normally in Form Fight I would give a brief description of these Pokemon, but they're absolute monstrosities. They're abominations, they need to be seen to be believed, plus I don't really want to drag this video out too long, and describing these would add days to the video's runtime, so just take my word for it, they're a mess. Their shiny forms are lovely though, they look all ancient and desaturated. Very, very nice. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Dracozolt is a dual-type electric and dragon Pokemon. This makes it weak to ground, ice, dragon, and fairy-type moves. It resists flying, steel, fire, water, grass, and electric-type attacks, and has no immunities. Arctozolt is a dual-type electric and ice Pokemon, making it weak to fighting, ground, rock, and fire-type moves. It resists flying, electric, and ice-type attacks, and has no immunities. Dracovish is a dual-type water and dragon Pokemon, making it weak to dragon and fairy-type moves. It resists steel, fire, and water-type attacks, and has no immunities. And finally, Arctovish is a dual-type water and ice Pokemon. This makes it weak to fighting, rock, grass, and electric-type attacks. It resists water and ice-type moves, and has no immunities. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon. Dracozolt, while suffering with below-average speed and special defense and average special attack, boasts great HP and physical defense and excellent physical attack. It can certainly take some physical hits whilst dishing out some decent physical punishment at the same time. Its primary ability is Volt Absorb, which restores up to a quarter of Dracozolt's max HP if it's hit by an electric-type move. This is great for giving Dracozolt a little bit more staying power, but realistically nobody's going to try and land a 4 times resisted electric-type attack on this Pokemon unless you get very lucky with a tactical switch. Its secondary ability is Hustle, which increases Dracozolt's physical attack by 50% whilst also lowering its accuracy by 20%. This is great for giving extra firepower to this Pokemon, and 80% accuracy is still a pretty good bet to land a hit. One strategy people do love to use with Hustle Dracozolt is having it hold a blunder policy, which raises the holder's speed 2 stages if it misses an attack. They'll then use a move like Dragon Rush that has 75% accuracy, lowered even more by Hustle, so then it's very likely to miss. The speed boost given will often make Dracozolt faster than the opponent, which causes its signature move Bolt Beak to double in base power to 170. It's a great strategy. Its hidden ability is Sand Rush, which doubles Dracozolt's speed when a sandstorm is in effect, and it also makes it immune to sandstorm damage. This again is great for giving Bolt Beak even more power, but does have the drawback of needing Sandstorm to be set up by somebody. As for Arctozolt, it has almost the same stats as Dracozolt, except its speed speed is 20 base power lower, and its special attack and defense are both 10 base power higher, giving it a little more special bulk and decent special firepower, whilst maintaining its physical prowess. Its primary ability is Volt Absorb, which, we discussed before. Its secondary ability is Static, which gives Arctozolt a 30% chance of paralyzing a Pokemon that uses a contact move on it. This can be excellent for scuppering a speedy opponent, but try not to center your strategy around it, since 30% is still a gamble. Its hidden ability is Slush Rush, which is the same as Sand Rush, except it doubles speed in Hail instead of in a Sandstorm. But with a Pokemon as slow as this, I personally don't see it being particularly useful. Dracovish has the same stats as Dracozolt, except with its attack and defense and its special attack and special defense switched, making it bulkier but hitting a little less hard. That being said, just wait for it. Its primary ability is Water Absorb, which works the exact same way Volt Absorb does, but is triggered by water-type moves instead of electric. Now, its secondary ability is where it shines, Strong Jaw, which increases the power of biting moves by 50%, which includes its signature move, Vicious Rend, which much like Bolt Beak doubles in power to 170 base power if Dracovish moves before the target. So this Pokemon, if moving first, can hit a 170 base power move with same type attack bonus because it's a water type, with Strong Jaw boosting it by 50%, boosted even more if Rain is up, and boosted even more if it's got a Choice Band. It's just absolutely insane. It's stronger than Z moves. It's ridiculous. Its hidden ability is Sand Rush, which we've discussed before. Although this could easily be utilized to ensure that Dracovish moves first, although you'd lose the Strong Jaw boost, and that might force you to have to use a Choice Band. And finally, for Arctovish, it has the same base stats as Arctozolt, just with the offensive and defensive stats switched. Its primary ability, much like Dracovish, is Water Absorb. Its secondary ability is Ice Body, which restores 1/16 of Arctovish's max HP each turn if Hail is up. I've talked about this ability in a previous video, and it's nice to get a little bit of HP back, but in my opinion, 1/16 each turn is just too small an amount to be a decent help. And finally, its hidden ability is Slush Rush, the same as Arctozolt's, but again, this is a slow Pokemon, so doubling its speed doesn't really result in that fast of a Pokemon. Now it's time for me to decide which of these Pokemon I prefer, and I absolutely prefer Dracovish. I think out of all of them, probably Dracozolt looks the coolest, but Dracovish just in battle is an absolute insane monster. There's a reason so many people are using Dracovish at the moment. It's so highly sought after. Even though it looks so ridiculous, it's an absolute powerhouse, and in the right circumstances, in the right situation, if it's not dealt with, it can be an absolute bruiser, and I just absolutely love it. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide which is my favorite, it's up to you guys to decide. But before you do, let's see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. It's time for a Metronome battle. Now, because there's 4 of these Pokemon, I've elected to do this in the good old Duncan can't die free-for-all style. So basically, last Pokemon standing is the winner. As always on Form Fight, these Pokemon have all got their hidden abilities, which means that the 2 Dracos are going to have Sand Rush and the 2 Arctos are going to have Slush Rush. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon get comes from their typing or their base stats. Their position on the field, by the way, has been chosen by random number generator, so just suck it. If you think someone else should be on the other side, tough luck, random number generator. RNG gods are with us. But anyway, everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's the battle of the Galarian fossils. It's Dracozolt versus Arctozolt versus Dracovish versus Arctovish. We're going to be competing this under free-for-all rules. So basically, last Pokemon standing is the winner. It doesn't really matter who's the winner because it's a Metronome battle. It's all just luck-based. Just stop taking it so seriously, you big, stupid dum-dum. Here's a guard split, though, from Dracozolt onto Dracovish to start things off. Sharing its guard with the target, why not? Here we see Dracovish is going to follow up. Maybe it'll do a guard split and swap it right back. Here we see Petal Dance from Dracovish. It's going to lock itself into Petal Dance for a couple of turns. Onto that Dracozolt is going to be resisted, of course, but still did a decent chunk of damage right there. Here we see Arctovish is going to follow up and go for Smog. This is going to get so confusing with these similar names. And Arctozolt is going to complete the turn. What's he going to do here? Going to go for Frost Breath. Oh my word, which Pokemon's it going to be on? It's on Dracozolt, so that'll be super effective and stab as well. Oh my god, Dracozolt's on like 6 HP. Holy moly, that was unbelievable. Jeez Louise. Okay, so Dracozolt's in trouble. So Dracovish is still locked into Petal Dance and he's going to take out Dracozolt. Oh my word. I think I said Dracovish was in trouble. I can't remember. I told you it get confusing. At least there's only 1 Draco left on the field now. So basically what happens is whoever's left standing is the winner. That's an FFA. I might bring FFAs back to the channel if you guys want them. Maybe even roulettes and stuff. Here's a Hex though from Arctovish onto Dracovish. for a nice little chunk of damage there. Arctovish is in a pretty difficult position because, you know, like, the battle will end if something kills Arctovish. Here's Thunder, though. Speaking of killing Arctovish, my word, Arctozolt's on an absolute tear. Going for a super effective stab Thunder on Arctovish, bringing it right down from practically full HP to 33 hit points. My word, that was unreal. Arctozolt wants this. Okay, here's the confusion, which is going to cause Dracovish to hit itself. Very unfortunate there, but you chose to use Petal Dance, you big numpty. Here's Arctozolt. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Yawn, and it's going to try and put the, well, in the next couple of turns, the Arctovish is going to fall asleep. That's not good for Arctovish, of course, because then it'll be a sitting duck. Here comes Arctovish, though. It's going to fire back with Baton Pass, which is a completely wasted turn and is going to fail. So that's very, very unfortunate right there. What's going to happen next? I have absolutely no idea. Here's the Dracovish, who's going to hit itself in confusion once again, so it's not even going to do anything. Very unfortunate there. Here comes Arctozolt, though, using that Metronome. Going to go for Tri Attack. Is that going to be enough to take down Arctovish? It's close to dying. Oh, it lives on 2 hit points. My word, Arctovish is still in this game, and it's going to go for Sleep Powder on the, oh my word, Sleep Powder on the Arctozolt. My word, so we're going to have 2 sleeping Pokemon at the end of this turn, because that Yawn's going to come into effect. So Arctozolt is fast asleep. Now Arctovish is fast asleep. This is the opening that Dracovish needed. So hopefully Dracovish can snap out of its confusion, maybe deal some damage. It does snap out of the confusion. It's getting ready with the Metronome. What's Dracovish going to do right here? What's going to happen? Going to go for Memento. It's going to take itself out of the competition. I can't, no. Dracovish, you big dummy! You're the one with your head screwed on the right way as well. Down it goes. It drops the attack and special attack sharply of Arctozolt, who's fast, Arctovish, I should say, who's fast asleep. But of course, Arctozolt is fast asleep as well. So we got 2 sleeping Pokemon on the field. What's going to happen now? This is ridiculous. What are we going to do? So, Arctozolt wakes up, though. Arctozolt's been on a mean streak this battle. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for Shell Smash. That's a bit of overkill. You don't really need to do that. You only need to take 2 hit points off Arctovish to win. Just attack. What if Arctovish wakes up? You're putting yourself in a bit of a dangerous position, but of course, down goes its defense and special defense, up goes its attack, special attack and speed by 2 stages. Arctovish is still fast asleep. Arctozolt, of course, is going to move first next turn. It has an opportunity. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for Knockoff, and we know that's going to do at least 2 hit points of damage. Even with the stat boosts, we know. So down goes Arctovish. Arctozolt was on fire from the get-go. My word, what a victory. What a dominant fossil Pokemon this was. Dirty. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of the 4 Galar fossil Pokemon is your favourite? Is it Dracozolt? Is it Arctozolt? Is it Dracovish? Or is it Arctovish? Let me know in the comments below and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that'll do it for another episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these wonderful people down here, do pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And save money on G Fuel, use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.